Well, here she is, the next project for CB Wraps. We are got this Porsche 911 Turbo, and looking forward to changing this beast into a nice Kermit the Frog green, like the Mini we have. Customer's choice, obviously. What do you think of changing this beauty to green, or should it be left white? Well, first step was to clean it, so it's all clean now. Just let it dry off and it'll be ready for clay barring in the morning, and removals of panels, mirrors, lights out, bumper off, trims out of the bumper. As we're trying to do with this one is a really good install on the bumpers, because these grills, you're not going to be able to wrap around them. Well, yeah, maybe you can, but it's going to look a mess, I think. So it's better just to take the grills out and wrap the bumper properly, like you should do. So I'm going to remove the splitter from the bumper, tidy up a bit of the scuffing on the front splitter there. It's a bit of a mess, so customer asked me can I fix it a little bit, so I'm going to rub that down with a bit of sandpaper, and let's make it look nice. Alright, these lights are really nice to get out. There's a really nice mechanism inside the wing here that winds out, and the lights just pop out, which is quite funky. The badge, really easy, 2 7mm nuts on the inside, if I remember rightly from the last one I did. Mirrors come off pretty good. They're not part of the door, which is fantastic, so I don't even have to mess about too much with those. The actual shape of the mirrors is horrible, so we'll have to do those in 2 pieces. Have to, this one and then this one, so that's no biggie. Handles, I'll have to take the door card off to wrap the door fully, and the customer wants the door shuts doing, so I'm going to do those as well, but only this section down to the front of the door. That was his requirement, and a couple of green pieces inside. He wants this doing, and center like ashtray thing, not quite sure why, but that's what he wants. And the spoiler, or wing as you call it, he wants that in green as well, because the carbon's not too good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He wants the Porsche logo removing, the turbo is staying, well, removing, and then going to be black, and a 911 put next to the turbo. So I'm going to have to centralize that somehow, so I have to play with that one. And oh, my favorite, the grill on the back of the trunk. Nice, that's going to be fun wrapping that again, but not as bad as the last one we did, because the last one had the whale tail that came up like this and was a lot more difficult to wrap. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Lights out, and then obviously you've got the grills here to think about. We'll see, maybe have to do inlays on them, or could get away with feeding the material in nice. We'll see what happens. And yeah, and the vents as well. I may remove these. I think they're going to be better out for wrapping. You get a nice neat finish if you can wrap right in to the bodywork, instead of cutting off right here, with a chance of these moving and the wrap coming away and showing white. Especially with a white car, it's not good to see the paint underneath the wrap, with a big contrast with the green. So well, that's it really. We're gonna get on with it, and let's see some progress tomorrow. So for a top tip to removing the badge from the front is to basically use 8mm socket. I thought it was a 7 from memory, but it's not. It's an 8mm socket, and the nut underneath here, well, two nuts underneath here, they tend to be stuck on with a little bit of sealant as well, so when you get to the end of the thread they don't want to come off, and you don't want to lose it down the hood, so use a magnet. So you just put the magnet underneath here, and out came the nut. Obviously I've already taken it off and it's in the bag, so I'll have to do the next one and then the badge will just pull off. These indicators just basically prise out. I just got my nice little plastic pry tool, put in here and pop, out they came. Just makes it easier now to do it now when you get a bit more clearance with your hands inside the fender later, removing the bumper. So just pull it out. You can see that clip there is just retaining it in here, and this one is holding it in this place here. And then the back of the bull, this clip pulls outwards like that, and then the whole plug will come off the back. Bit of a Porsche anomaly, but good idea, so I'll just do that. Okay, so I just went to remove the vents on the rear arches. Very easy, easier than you may think. So you just put your spatula or interior removal tool and just move your way around gently, and it all pops out, no problem. Obviously it looks a mess underneath, so that will all be cleaned up before we start wrapping. And it's just little clips all around the back, none of them broken, which is good, always a bonus. And we'll wrap that separately and clean it off, clay bar it on its own, and do that as one piece. Excellent. Now to the next one. I moved on to the aerial at the back, and this one's dead simple. Underneath, you just obviously take the roof up halfway and lets the rear panel open, and then underneath, just to the forward of this latch here, is a little 20 torque screw like so. So just use your T20 torque screwdriver and undo it, and then pull off the aerial. Very simple. And if you pull the black foam down from underneath this body panel, you'll see the aerial connector here, which you can just pull apart. Can't do it with one hand, but I'll do it with the foam down, and then you can feed the wire back out the hole to the aerial, and then there you go, you've got a nice flat neat install when it comes to the wrap. So take that off and put it in a safe place. So again, this Porsche was made pretty simply. These are the T20 torque screws, again just two of them, and then the light pulls out nice and easy. So I'm just going to do that now. So I'm going to start removing the rear bumper with the T27 torque bit, as so. So 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, very simple. And there's going to be some around the inside of the fender as well. Going to be some screws in there somewhere, so we'll look at that in a minute and get back to you. So I was right, there's another T27 torque bit directly on each corner, so I'm going to remove those now, and that should be more or less it. And oh, I see a little sneaky one hiding there, so that'll have to come out as well. And then they should all just kind of release from the retainers here. I know it looks dirty, but that'll be cleaned before I install. And just found another T27, sort of just halfway around the quarter of the bumper, so there's another one there, so I'm going to remove that one now, then continue the same on the other side. So following around the bumper, you can just feel underneath there's more T27s in equal distance across. Okay, so just carry on round until you've removed them all, and we should be good. Okay, so I've wrapped the front fenders and the hood, as you can see. Removed the bumper, ready for taking the grills out, because there's no way I'm going to wrap the front bumper without the grills being taken out. And I've got across to the rear bumper. That's all off now, ready for wrapping. So yeah, I'm getting there slowly. It's all gonna be good. Tomorrow is gonna be a full day of wrapping the inlays inside the door, and then the rear arches. A lot will get done tomorrow. It seemed like near enough finished tomorrow, but I think maybe a couple of days to get it all done, especially that spoiler is gonna be a nightmare. Well, the trunk is gonna be a nightmare. So anyway, looking good so far. Happy days. Look at the corners, are all nice. The gas cap looking like factory. Yay, nice. Corners, corners, corners. Always corners. Have to be good. Right? That's what makes the finish. Put the badge back on. Yeah, sweet. Beautiful. Look at that. What do you think, guys? The green suit the Porsche?